Hey folks, welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Michael Noland. Tonight we're going to be talking about Deep Purple. I've talked about how they've got a brand new album coming out called SPLAT. Today they just released the opening track of that album, a brand new single from Deep Purple, who I've mentioned is trying to produce an album that's more along the lines of, as certain band members said, Machine Head. Well, today they just released the opening track from their album SPLAT, and it's called Arrogantt Boy. Now, the one thing I've noticed looking at the track listing on this album is Deep Purple is really focusing on giving us more bang for the buck as far as song content. And they're doing this by giving us shorter songs than they have in the past. As a matter of fact, some of the best stuff coming out by rockers these days is shorter songs. Now, Deep Purple hasn't eliminated solos. That was happening there in the late 90s and throughout the 2000s. Instead, what they're doing is they're consolidating the song by getting into verse, chorus, bridge, solo, verse, chorus, that type of format, and that has always worked in rock and roll. In an era where long concept albums with long 7, 8, 9-minute pieces not doing as well, except for bands such as Yes, bands like that who are traditionally known for putting out longer pieces, it's good to see rockers returning to a format that is easily accessible to our ears and easily accessible to us digesting the material. I just heard Arrogantt Boy. It's wonderful. I want to share some of the lyrics with you on this puppy. Oh my God, this is getting into classic rock and roll motif. Now, the first verse goes like this. Billy couldn't read or write. He never read a book in his life. He looked like shit. Face didn't fit, and only ever went out at night. Billy got invited to parties. He always dressed to annoy. Billy fancied his chances, and they called him an arrogant boy. Now it goes on to say, Billy had a special trick. He knew what made the punters tick. Freaking the elite to fit a peak. Good old Billy lived by his wits. Followed by Billy didn't give a choice. Got buried underneath the noise. He took a deep breath, found his voice, and they called him an arrogant boy. Now, it has further lyrics, but I just wanted to give you a taste of what this song is all about. It seems that this song is about a guy who didn't fit into the in crowd. He wasn't necessarily good looking. He didn't dress like those around him, but that didn't let him stop for voicing his opinion. God, I love this song. Think about social media these days. You gotta look a certain way. You gotta fit in. You gotta be pretty, you know? And this is getting right back down to it. You know what really counts with a human being, folks? It's what comes out of their mouth and the thoughts behind that mouth. And sometimes, just like I've told every single one of my kids, don't worry about fitting in. Do your homework and voice your opinion. What a grand rocker this song is. Now, SPLAT's coming out later this year. I've told you that I love the album artwork, and I gotta tell you, I'm excited about this new Deep Purple album. They're trying to get back to their Machine Head roots, no doubt, and the only criticism that I would have is I wish that the guitar and the keyboards would interplay a little bit more, but the solo here is really nice. It has the keyboards harmonizing with the guitar solo. I love their whole new approach, and I'd have to say so far that this is my favorite track that's come out from Deep Purple in recent years, and that includes from their wonderful Equals One album. You know, it seems like Deep Purple, just like Paul McCartney and the Stones, are going to give us one more fabulous summer of rock and roll Wouldn't that be nice? Now, I want to hear from each and every one of you. You can hear this. They've got a video on YouTube right now. Go and listen to this and then come back to the channel. Hear what I have to say about this song and then let me know in the comments what you feel. Do you agree with me? Is this classic Deep Purple or not? And if not, I want to hear why you think it isn't. All right, folks, that's the video for today. As usual, I'm going to encourage you folks to give me a thumbs up. That always helps with views, and I thank you so very much for doing that. Also, for those of you who are hyping my videos, this would be a good video to hype, especially if you're a Deep Purple fan. The more people who see this video giving this song, Arrogantt Boy, a thumbs up, the better it will be for the sales of that record. Let me know. Are you going to buy this album? I know I am. All right, folks, I'm Michael Noland. This is The Bottom Line, but don't ever forget, between you and me, we are the tribe.